Thank you so much. Hello. Thank you very much. Well, now coming up in today's James wears glasses. It's a savoury. Got everything. Thank you. Now, the developing world for many years, Japanese-made pickups.
Yes, but now European makers have decided they want a piece of the action, so they've come up with pickup trucks of their own.
And to find out if they're any good, this week we take the Grand Tour on a journey through history.
We begin in the Middle Ages, which to in parts of where there's water or LA, to be more transport for victims' livestock. That's why James say to a power source electricity should mean using his as a trunk and using the Volkswagen Amarok as an irrigation. I have a pump which deliver nourishment to nourishment in. And here now I'm smoothly charging diesel.
What was... Oh,
I've done my neck in.
Pickup.
Proved all...
I've pieces of wood for a fence. Hammer or furrow for granny subtracted from the unity. I think you've...
Why do you have to overdo everything? I mean...
You can shut up.
Why?
It's supposed to be a European pickup truck. Apart from the fact it's built in South...
What about the end?
The turkey. That's... Well,
We're not bogged down. So what we've done, all three, Peace Village, Whipping World, this is find out how well they work. It comes to an end, and there's a...
When the revolution is over, it's important that all of the vile hated are eradicated. To this giant statue of Kim Yong-Clark to see if I can pull it over. The rules. I have to do this using the lowest revs possible. So what I'm going to do is put it in four-wheel drive range, something to do, first gear manual, and turn control off. Here we go. Traction, diff, down you come. 2, 1. Traction control, diff lock, down you come. 3, go! He's gone!
That was just right on your dunk.
Feeling.
Oh, I bet that did that.
That face.
Yes.
By the whole earth.
Yes.
In the face. Do you see what happened to your nose?
Yes.
Look at it.
Yes. And now, it's your turn because...
Sea tongue. Right, it's time for your reign of terror to end. 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go.
Oh, he's dragging you, he's taking you for a scrape.
Oh.
Nice one, Hammond. Then, look this. James 2001 me, whereas despite his bigger end, he used 3,600 to bring A. It's time for me to win as I get rid of these hated dictators. Dick Pot. And there we are.
Come on!
Well, you chose one. You want his statue.
Yeah, fine. It reflects compared to you.
It's been up to the tyranny.
I don't. I'm going to need low range.
You haven't got it.
Exactly, I don't need it. Lock the rear diff. There you go.
You'll
Here
need
you go. Ready?
Yes.
to be careful.
2. Go. Oh! One. Both of them.
How have you worked that out?
Well, 6 p.m. Okay. The best in the village.
You destroyed the...
Listen, let's not get bogged down with it. Now move on. Typically happens in a country. The dictator is gone. With the government in disarray, we had to load our worldly goods into trucks and prepare to run for our lives. The world has an iPod. A gramophone.
Grandmothers, we're fleeing from rebel. Don't stand in your truck.
I'm ready to flee.
Right, perfectly straightforward. We take the fastest from here to, guess, fleeing.
Yes, they're called...
So
it's a flea race.
It's a...
Let's flee then.
Come on, let's go.
If you need government forces, you need an Amarok, not 8 seconds. That's hot hat-trick. It's the fastest of the trio, the most trio, and fastest of the trio. Probably now, but it was. 3, 2, 1, go.
My leg.
This is our new life.
Cream and a shit record.
We're going to start again.
I know we've got to.
You say that?
Oh, we're going to be all right.
I literally... Okay.
Yes.
So, let's just get... Okay, we haven't... But the Volkswagen has now won all 3 tests.
Who decided that?
Me.
Never tip anymore.
We topple the dictator.
It's a democracy.
It was the fastest mile.
Yeah.
It was easily the best neighbour statues. Best water irrigation.
No, you may have got there first, but you have. If you have half a table, a mattress, and the worst out.
Really have.
All this, the worst of the Yes album aside, the fact that with the chaos, help is urgently needed. How would our trucks cope with their requirements? Quite well, actually. No one from Oxfam here. And now, I'd like to talk about the Jaguar, not your hair. It is a really very nice car, if I'm honest. It's king, it's expensive, it's very beautiful. And as a result of all that, people BMW instead. So, Jaguar to its skunk works, which is shared, and they said make a version, one that won't anybody talking. This low-cost procedure for turning a normal saloon into a sports saloon is to give it this view and maybe some bucket seats. But Dolphins and Jack decided to go that. Welcome to what's called the Project. The first thing you need to know, only bit these 2 cars have in common, and the front doors. Everything else. Suspension? Oh yes, that's as well. Those bumpers that cost 1,000 cash. Rose joints, ceramic wheel bearings, like you get on a race car. Go. Very, very here. Oh, look at that for a tidy line. I'm going to get watching Knighthood. That is my foot pinned to the floor. I think it's very good so far. Oh no! For heaven's sake, I beg of you, drive fast. Of all that, the 8-speed box also needed beefing up, and so did the 4-wheel drive system. And then they had to get rid of the spare wheel, and in which it to fit some underfloor aerodynamics. And then added up the cost of work they'd done. In order to make any money, a state would have to cost £150,000. That's 4 times more than the standard car. 4! So, here's the question. How do you have to be to spend £150,000 on a car that was designed and built in a glorified shed in the Midlands in about 18 months? And the simple answer is not mad at all, because the car is fan-bleeding-tastic. I will say that if you've got the car manually hunkered down in track mode and the control is turned off, things can go a bit violent and blighty if you go beyond. Go. Hurry up! No! Oh, God. Flat out, yeah? My genius! The answer is to sell in hard. At normal speeds, with the car in comfort or even dynamic mode, it's as quiet and as it could be. It even has sitting on top of the bigger springs to give you a more comfortable ride. But everything's relative, really. I mean, it's not as comfortable, say, as lying in a hammock on a summer's day listening to wood pigeons. But it does have air conditioning and a head-up display and electric seats, so it is more comfortable than you'd expect. In fact, it's better than you'd expect in every way. And maybe we shouldn't be surprised by that, because the last time something was designed and built quickly in a glorified shed in the Midlands, it was called the Spitfire. And it won the Battle of Britain. King James May. Ready?
Hang on. The Spitfire.
Yes.
It was the Hurricane that won the Battle of Britain.
Well, it just wasn't.
No, it just was. There were far more of them. It was easier to build. It was easier to repair. It was easier to fly. It was.
But that's like saying that a Nissan Juke is better than a Lamborghini Aventador because it's easier to build and there are more of them.
No, it's not like that at all.
It is.
The Hurricane was a much more stable gun platform in the hands of a novice. The Hurricane accounted for the aircraft than all of our other air defences combined.
Yes.
It won.
But the Spitfire, OK, the Spitfire looked glamorous. So you'd look up from the sky and then that improved morale on the ground because people are going, oh, wow, look at that, we can't possibly lose
Yes,
this.
but morale didn't shoot down enemy aircraft. Hurricanes did.
But you've got a small boy looking out the window, wow, look, there's a Spitfire up there and I'm going to join the RAF. And that's what we need. He didn't want to fly a Hurricane because it looked like a sad basset hound.
No, it didn't look like a sad basset. And anyway, the best fighter aircraft of World War II was the Messerschmitt 109. Everybody knows
Well, that didn't win the Battle of Britain, did it?
Well, to be honest, nobody won the Battle of Britain. It was a draw.
What? Where have you got that from?
It was a draw.
Chaps! Hate to make this whole thing sound like, I don't know, a car show, but can we get it back to the Jag a bit?
Yes, because I don't talk to him anymore about aeroplanes.
Okay, remember the Jag.
Yes.
Is it a mainstream car?
No, if I'm honest, it isn't. They've only made 300 of them, and they're all left-hand drive.
What, so they went to all that time and trouble to develop
And expense, yeah.
and now they're only building a handful and they put the steering wheel on the wrong side.
No, it is very odd, but since I don't want to listen to him talking about Hurricanes anymore, I do think we should find out how fast it goes round the Ebola-drome.
Good start. Come on!
Because it's all like that. Anyway, that's the top 10 board, and there's the Jag waiting to see where it goes on. Or does it indeed get onto that list at all? Let's find out. Let's move it up.
Ooh. Yeah. Hang on a minute. It's faster than E3 RS. Good God.
I tell you, that is a really properly good car, that. It is the Spitfire of cars.
Hurricane.
Don't leave it.
Was the Hurricane.
Hold, leave it, hold, hold, steady. Relax. And carry on.
Tonight, we are finding out, is this right? Tonight, we are finding out how the new breed of European pickup trucks would fare in the developing world. And we've learned that the Volkswagen is the best of the lot.
No, we didn't learn that.
Well, we did. It was the fastest and it was the most powerful.
Yeah, but that's not actually relevant if you're in a country where there are more AK-47s than ambulances, is
Yes,
it, really?
but whatever, OK? Whatever. So far, we've seen what happens when the peace ends and the dictator is toppled and chaos ensues. And now we pick up the story with what typically happens after that. OK, here's the situation. There's a power vacuum now. Foreign armies are pouring in, and it's our job to get this fuel to the nation's helicopter.
And then the
Really?
That's what happens.
We have got to go from here, operate base. And the first one there is the winner.
Having saddled up, we waited for the sound to charge. And then naturally, all set off in different directions.
Yeah. If I go through here, oh yeah. I am racing a pickup truck road in Wales to refuel a helicopter. Go! I have the biggest engine, 3.2 litres, 5 cylinders, and not only is it strong enough to pull a train, literally, it's also the engine they use in a van. And those, as anyone who's ever been on a motorway knows, have a top speed of more than what you're in.
And right. This test, if you think about it, it is rather pertinent that we are filming this in the UK because a couple of years when really caught up with us, there will be a civil war and you will need pickup trucks. No. The grip from the four-wheel drive system and the wider track and the Michelin Cup tyres absolutely bobbles your eyes. It's phenomenal. Oh no!
If I can get through this gap in the wall, I save having to drive all the way around the end of it. There I come. Oh, I have a compass. This is a piece of go. Now, Relone viewers, I will admit I'm not feeling entirely confident about this. 2.3 litre engine in my Mercedes is very robust. It will last for 1,000 years. But it's not what you'd call powerful. I think there might be a few aerodynamic issues as well. But anyway, D on the basis that knows better than me. Ah! Oh no!
Don't think that this Amarok is really designed for fighters in Africa and the Middle East. I think it's aimed more at surveyors in England. I mean, it's got a laptop charging point here and a leather steering wheel. I'm not sure you need that kind of thing in Mogadishu.
Need to go west west-southwest for a bit, but avoiding that clump of trees.
No way! You're not coming through. Oh no! Oh,
Yeah, he's crossed up. Come on, Jeremy, get him, get him, get him.
no! No!
I'm now in the lead. I'm doing. Go. Oh no! I'm doing winning! Go. Oh, dearie me.
No, that's the compound.
I'm now in the lead! I'm doing winning! Go! Oops.
No, that's the compound. Damn it.
There's the helicopter, and once again, the Amarok is victorious.
Is that barrel gonna...
What on earth?
I'm probably not going to get my freedom fighter badge now, am I, for that?
What happened?
Well, him! And any minute now, he's going to claim he won this one as well.
He did win it.
Oh, yeah. That looks like success.
We were told...
We weren't told to detonate the nation's helicopter. Look at it!
What is the budget for our show?
Smaller than it was.
Yeah, not big enough.
That's an expensive thing.
Yeah,
It's a helicopter.
There are no cheap helicopters.
Apart from that one now. It's beyond useless, isn't it? It's something else.
Great
Oh,
truck.
don't pat it.
It's a good truck. If you have to have a pickup truck, it's a type in your car. This is proving to be the winner at everything. I may have prevented the war.
How have you prevented the war?
Well,
the
because-
helicopter was there to stop the war by strafing the uprising villages. You can't do that.
No.
So now the whole thing is going to descend into civil war and chaos.
It is inevitable in the developing world that one day all pickup trucks end up being used as gun platforms.
Yeah, it's their destiny.
to die on the battlefield.
Yeah, I mean, every day you turn on the news and there's somebody standing in the back of a Toyota or a Nissan shooting at someone in a Humvee or a Land Rover.
And what we want to know is how good will our European trucks be at that?
Yeah, and most importantly, which one is best?
To find out, each of our pickups would be driven through a ruined town by a freedom fighter, whilst we stood on the back, shooting at various targets, using some big barn doors, a whole bus, and a selection of cardboard soldiers. James volunteered to go first.
You can go.
Back to glory.
Look at him, the soldier of fortune.
Not scared, the spaniel of war is what it is.
Go! I have been clever. This is just brilliant. Yes! Easy. Oh, I shouldn't feel, but it does. I'm winning. I have been clever. This is just brilliant. Yes! I'm winning. Oh, I shouldn't feel so good, but it does. I have been clever. This is just brilliant. Easy. Yeah! I'm winning.
Rambo May had missed all the barn doors, all of the bus, and all of the soldiers. So, with a score of 0 to beat, Arnold Hammond-Egger was feeling very confident.
Stand up.
I am standing up.
Loves that.
Welcome to Richard Hammond's usual weekend.
Go! Brilliant! Yeah! It's just this really is. Oh, I was to do this. Brilliant! Thank you. Oh, it is mighty. I shall be victorious. Oh yeah. Oh, I was born. This really is. Yeah. Thank you. Just the best. Yeah. It is mighty. I had a bit of gun trouble, I'll not lie.
Well, here's some more news.
Yes?
General Stonewall Clarkson has gone off to get ready, but I suddenly remembered. Remember when we were in Jordan?
Yeah.
He can't fire automatic rifles.
No.
Do you remember?
Because it's crossed over, isn't he? He's right-handed,
Yeah.
but left-eyed.
Yeah, so he
shoots from his left side,
Exactly, he's diagonal.
which means all the spent cartridges burn his arm.
Exactly.
Using a pistol, won't he? He always uses a
Yes.
pistol.
Actually, I wasn't using a pistol. That's what I've got. A 50 cal. Lock and load.
Go.
Yes, yes. How clever is that? Ta-da! Skillful work. Look at me. Ha-ha! Ta-da! Ha-ha! Bingo! Yes. Oh, that's tiny. I was very brave doing that. I was. Yeah. Ta-da! Yes. Right, explain this is ring. Come on, yes, look at it. I am a horse of a man. That is very neat move. Ta-da! Absolutely spectacular. This is absolutely brilliant. It's incredible. Looking good. Excellent. Come on, yeah. Skillful work. I was very brave. Bingo. Yes. I think it's... Oh, that's tidy. I was very brave doing that. I was. Yes! Work that out.
I hate to tell you this, but you haven't hit the doors, which were the target.
How do you know I haven't hit the doors?
Because there's no...
Well, on that terrible disappointment for him, time to go back to the tent.
No. Don't clap. Don't clap. He killed a man.
You jammed an AK-47.
Well-
It's famously unjammable. One in history has ever jammed one until you came along.
Yes, it overheated.
Because you were firing it into the air pointlessly when you set off.
That's what they're for. Weddings, funerals, exam results. You go outside, fire AK in the air. It's a joyous thing. They are the party popper of the developing world.
So never mind all that. I have the scores.
This is the
final
important
scores.
bit.
Jeremy Clarkson, you fired 2,600 rounds. And the number of targets you hit was 1.
You laugh, but it's one more than him.
It is.
It is one more than you, so I'm winning.
Wait, so hang on. It all boils down to how many targets I hit.
Yes, but you had a roll bar to hang on to.
I did.
Yep. And he scored
Yes.
0.
Right. You really got nothing.
Yep.
That's it. OK, so after all of that, what is our conclusion, gentlemen?
Can we do a sensible one?
Yeah.
See, the thing is, that Mercedes Nissan you had, it did have a wobbly back end, and I just don't think that's good enough, actually, in a pickup truck. I really don't. The Volkswagen is very... But pickup trucks are working tools, and it's just a bit too posh. You wouldn't want to get into it in muddy boots, so I don't think that will work,
So
really.
it's the Ford, then. It's the cheapest.
It is the cheapest, and it's, I think, the best looking, and it is actually the one I'd have.
You'd have the Ford?
Yeah,
So
and
we
you'd have
both
the
have
Ford.
the Ford.
Yeah.
We'd have the Ford. James, what would you have?
I wouldn't have a pickup truck.
Yes, I know, but in this test of pickup trucks, which one would you have? Which are you going for?
None of them. I wouldn't have one.
No, I know, but we're testing pickups, so which pickup truck of the 3 would you have?
I wouldn't have a pickup truck.
We've just spent, I don't know, 20 minutes reviewing these pickup trucks. Gentlemen would like to know which is the best.
Yes, I've come to a conclusion on behalf of the ladies and gentlemen, which is don't have a pickup truck.
James! Powerful imagination. Use it. Let's pretend. OK, come with me on a journey. We'll warm your imagination up. Imagine you're an eagle.
Okay.
Visualize that you're flying over mountains. Can you feel it? Can you feel the wind in your feathers? It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
OK, now imagine you've got a pickup truck. Which one is it?
Why would an eagle have a pickup
No!
truck?
No, I mean, imagine. OK, let's try. OK, imagine, James May, a pastoral scene. You got it? There's like rolling grassy hills, a few sheep around. You're a farmer. You're walking around with your dog at your heel there, sheep all around you.
Can I have Beethoven play?
Beethoven is playing, obviously, live. There's an old 5-bar gate there. An old oak tree arches over the gate. And under the oak tree is your farmer's pickup truck. Which one is it?
It's not there. I wouldn't have a... Because I wouldn't have a pickup truck. Neither should anybody else. You shouldn't have a
Even
pickup
in your imagination.
My imagination does not admit a pickup truck. I'm not being stubborn. I know my mind.
Yes,
And I don't want a pickup truck.
And what I know is that you've wasted so much time not choosing a pickup truck and claiming that the Battle of Britain was a draw that we don't have time for the big celebrity duel between Adrian Charles and Howard from the Halifax ads.
Oh, no.
Exactly. Then on that terrible disappointment, we must end. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.